Wow, I have not filmed for a long time. Hello, welcome back. So I am actually in my second trimester. We have had scans, baby is looking happy and healthy and measuring well. So I thought for today's video I would do a what I eat in a day while pregnant, now that I'm eating regularly, now that I'm out of the first trimester, and then also update a little bit on how I've been and what I've been up to and all of that jazz. So I have already had breakfast. I had my absolute favorite breakfast, which is eggs on toast. Throughout my first trimester, eggs were an absolute no-go. I had major food aversions and eggs was on that list. And then at some point coming out of my first trimester, I was like, ooh, I fancy an eggie. And you may notice that I'm also a teeny bit congested. Yeah, that happened from the first trimester. The first trimester, I couldn't breathe. I spent most of my time with tissue up my nose. It was just running consistently and I sneezed so much that I pulled a muscle in my rib. And a really weird pregnancy symptom that has stuck with me that I don't fully know if anyone else has experienced this. The idea of cooking in a frying pan with oil and spices, I can't. Nick has cooked every single meal for me since I was 6 weeks pregnant. I also found with food that I struggled to eat the same meal more than once. So I've had nausea, congestion. I was pretty tired in my first trimester. I did spend most of my time on the sofa. I was sleeping quite a bit during my first trimester, which obviously I am so grateful that I have the job that I do and I had that luxury. I don't know how women go to work when they feel sick and exhausted and all of the other things that come with pregnancy. Because I was just a mess. As I said though, I am now into my second trimester. I am feeling so much better. I don't feel like I've got my complete energy back, but I'm definitely not exhausted all day. My nausea has gone for the most part, but other than that, second trimester has been really nice so far. This is what bump is looking like from the side. So that's where I've been, and I do want to say a huge thank you for everybody that left me messages. I have been inundated and oh, the sun is coming out. I honestly felt so much love with the fact that you guys are just checking in, being like, are you okay? I haven't seen you. Like, I didn't think anyone would notice that I was even gone. I am good. I was just feeling ill and then with bump. So this is what bump looks like. It is definitely more bump than bloat now, and it has forced me to buy one pair of maternity jeans, which I do not love. In the meantime, if you hadn't noticed, I have a beautiful HelloFresh box next to me, because given that I struggled to eat the same meal more than once, and given that Nick had to cook everything for me, HelloFresh, lifesaver. They have so many different incredibly tasty recipes for you to choose from. They change every week. There's something for everybody, whether you're cooking for family or friends. Plus, now that autumn is here and Christmas is on the way, they have lots of seasonal options, lots of yummy autumnal foods, warm foods, cozy foods, and trust me, it is so convenient and makes life so much easier when you can go online, choose a couple of meals that look good to you, and then receive a beautiful HelloFresh box in the mail, along with all of the ingredients that you need to make said meal. And given that Nick was cooking for me, easy to follow recipe instructions on the back that he can follow along and create my meal for me and bring it to me. As always, I do have a discount code for you. It is 6025 Jazzy. I will have it on the screen. I will have it in the description box along with the offer, which is 60% off your first box, 25% off your next 2 months of boxes, and free dessert for life. And guys, HelloFresh have goo pots. I love goo pots, so I would highly recommend. As I said, code and offer along with a link to HelloFresh will be in my description box for you, and I highly recommend. I actually just found this in the fridge. If you haven't tried it, please do. It is delicious. I'm gonna have a little bit before I make my lunch. I am by no means a nutritionist, and I am not telling you what to eat. This is just what I am having for my lunch. So I have some rice on the boil, and some edamame beans ready to go on the boil. The tofu is in the oven. Boring oven tofu. Then I'm gonna have a little bit of carrot. I'm gonna have some red cabbage, which I looked into, and it said, you shouldn't eat it while pregnant. But then the reason was it might give you an upset tummy, but I always eat red cabbage and never get an upset tummy. And kimchi is also cabbage and they recommend it for pregnancy. So the lines are blurry. Don't copy me if you don't wish to. I'm gonna have some kimchi and some cabbage. I have some cucumber, tomato, beetroot, which is apparently really good for you, and then some avocado, and then a little apple and some mixed unsalted nuts. I also watched Love Island USA season 6, and I had, oh, the sun is coming out. The sun is coming out. And I had absolutely no one to talk to about it, because Nick didn't watch it with me because he was obviously at work. None of my friends watched it, and I wasn't vlogging, so I couldn't talk to you about it. And I felt so sad. I was like, I need to talk to someone about this. I'm having like the best time. So I ended up watching so many like TikTok analysis videos on it. Not analysis, that sounds a bit much. But so many people talking about it on TikTok, and I just had to pretend that they were my friends and they were talking to me about it, because I couldn't talk to anyone. And it was actually quite lonely, I'm not gonna lie. I did tell close friends and family that I was pregnant, and I did film telling them, but I don't know if I'm gonna upload that video because I didn't make a big spectacle of it. I just sort of went, hey, PS, I'm pregnant. And they were obviously all happy for me, so maybe I'll put that video up. I don't know. Oh, this is something you can help me with if you have any experience. I have an anterior placenta, apparently, the scan man told me. So my placenta is sitting at the front, which acts as like a little cushion for baby. So there's baby, and then there's a chunk of placenta, and then my belly. But the man doing my scan, he said it's very likely that I won't feel baby move for a while. I'll feel baby move a lot later than other people, and then when baby does move, you probably won't be able to feel it or see it on the outside of my tummy. And that to me was somewhat heartbreaking, because obviously I wanted Nick to be able to feel the baby kick and stuff, and I'm trying my best not to Google anything. So I'm pretty sure a simple Google search would tell me this answer, but I don't want to. So if any of you have had an anterior placenta, please let me know your experience, or if any of you have had both a posterior and an anterior in different births, let me know the differences and how far along you were when you felt baby kick, and could you feel it from the outside, and could your tummy do that thing where you can see the baby move? Because I so badly wanted to experience that, and I feel like from what the man said, there's a chance that might not happen. Do you know how many times I have prepared this beetroot situation? And I've been wearing pajamas that are much lighter than this, and I have like been like this, trying to get the beetroot not on myself, and still somehow every time it splashes me. Whoa. In terms of baby nursery, Nick and I aren't too sure whether to set the nursery up now or to wait until the baby comes, because I feel like so many people, I see so many people making the nursery, and like it's a big deal, and obviously it's so exciting. But then when the baby comes, they spend a lot of time in your bedroom. So part of me is like, do we set the baby nursery up now, or do we just wait until baby comes and then see how we feel? If any of you have any advice, please let me know. I know that when baby comes, I want a next to me crib and the baby in it for at least 6 months, at least. And then I know that I've heard from a lot of mums that the baby stays with them for like a year. And then we have this really nice bay window, and I kind of want a little rocking chair in the bay window. So then when I think about what goes in the nursery, I'm like, okay, rocking chair, that's in our room. Cot, that's in our room. And then changing table, we've got enough space in our bathroom for a changing table. And to me, that makes more sense. Like if baby has a mess, everything in the bathroom is wiped clean. I just don't know. So if any of you have any advice on that, that would be great. We have so many things that we need to buy, but then we're kind of like, do we buy baby things first or house things first? Like we would like a new sofa. We don't currently have a headboard. We've only just put up our curtains. We'd like a rug on the floor. It's a lot. There's a lot. And I feel like I put it all off while I was feeling sick and ill, and now I feel better. I feel very, very overwhelmed. I feel very overwhelmed. This is my rice bowl, and oh my goodness, it just looks delicious. It does look like a lot of food, sure, but it's all good food, so that's fine. So this is gonna be my lunch, and then I also have a little side snack plate with my apple and a handful of nuts. Do you remember how earlier on in the vlog I said, oh, I'm not exhausted anymore? Oh my goodness, I'm actually yawning. Do you remember in the beginning of the vlog, I said, oh, now I'm in my second trimester, I'm not really that exhausted anymore, and I've almost got all my energy back. That is true. I forgot to mention, however, I'm having trouble sleeping, so I have regular exhaustion. Like, I'm not really making it through a full night of sleep. For a couple of reasons. Number one, I keep waking up to pee, and I feel like that is my fault. Since being pregnant, I have never drunk so much in my life. I am obsessed with water. I was saying to Nick, like, it tastes so good. I've never been a big water drinker. Also, my eyes are watering. Like, all of the makeup has gone from around my eyes. I have never been a big water drinker. If anything, I'm usually quite dehydrated, but I have become obsessed with water, and I try to stop drinking in the evenings, but my body is just like, drink water, please, you need water. And then number two, at 28 weeks, I think it is, they suggest that you don't sleep on your back and that you sleep on your left-hand side. I just knew I was gonna have trouble with that. I sleep on my right-hand side and end up on my back. So difficult. I really, really struggle with it, and it's actually affecting Nick's sleep because he keeps waking up in the night to check me. And when he wakes up to check me, I'm usually on my back, and he has to keep waking me up and going, Jazz, roll over, roll over. I cannot sleep on my left-hand side. I have tried a pillow between my legs. I have tried a pillow behind my back. I just really struggle with it. And I've woken up a couple of times now with either a dead leg, a tingly leg, or my thigh, like my hip bone, burning. I'm just really struggling to sleep. So I have put myself into bed. Currently 5 o'clock in the evening, and I am in bed. Nick should be home soon to make me some yummy dinner. I am looking forward to my halloumi burger, I can't lie. Nick wanted a new coffee machine ages ago. Sold his coffee machine, bought a coffee machine. It was fine, but the grinder wasn't great. So he returned it and was like, oh, I want to get this coffee machine, which is the Sage Bambino Plus, which I was obviously like, yeah, sounds great. I'd kind of like it in white. They don't do them in the UK in white very often.
Every time I've chatted, we said, yeah, we'll have it in stock in a couple of weeks. Then it keep going back.
Yeah, and then it keeps going back. Is it white?
That's though? Not hopeful.
That's not. No, wait, it does say on here though, sea salt.
It does say that, yeah, but I mean.
Oh, this is so exciting. Ooh. Oh, fancy. Bake Off's on tonight. It looks white to me, Nick. So. It looks white. Your coffee machine is here.
The white's a coffee machine.
Oh my gosh. Ah, give me electric shock, I swear. We have a new coffee machine.
Yeah.
You like it?
Yeah.
Good. Who's that?
John the Egg. John the Egg. I haven't coloured them in yet, but I like to sprinkle a little bit of olive oil on the top first. Mix it.
I've never seen it done this way.
That's because you get a nice covering of oil. It just contains all the potato in one little place.
This is what Nick is following. We've got wedges, we've got some halloumi, lettuce, tomato, and some buns. And this is what it should come out looking like. It looks tasty. I'm just sat in our little, what's it called? Our little chair in the corner that we've got. We're meant to have 2 of these. We just have 1 for now. But I'm just sat here because I don't normally sit here, and I'm just watching Nick cook. We've got a little bit of music on, and it's just really cute. I'm really hoping this doesn't get copyright, so I'm hoping you can't hear the music.
Yeah, let me try and get the belly shot in. It's definitely there, isn't it?
I think it might be, yeah.
Hey, we need to get a rocking chair for you, don't we? Glaze on it.
That looks tasty. Those chips look tasty. The chips look very tasty, Nicholas. Look at the halloumi. Nick, you did so well with that halloumi.
Yeah.
That looks tasty. That looks really, really good. Okay, dinner is served. That looks tasty. We are watching the Bake Off now. I love Bake Off. The only sad thing is that you, by the way, the intro is on. I will pause it once the intro is finished. I'm not going to talk through the Bake Off. But the only sad thing is that every year we watch the Bake Off, Nick makes scones, and we eat the scones with a cup of tea and Bake Off. And this year, I'm not enjoying the scones, so I'm not joining him. He's still made his scones, he's still gonna have his, but I'm just gonna have a cup of tea and maybe some milky buttons.
What?
Maybe
some milky buttons?
Maybe some milky buttons.
Yeah, alright.
Alright then. Oh, yummy. Look,
oh
Nick's got his little scones down here. They look yummy, Nick. Although this one looks a bit odd.
I can't shape them like you. I've got no scone intelligence, so to speak. They're not all for me.
They are all for him.
Exactly, they are.
They are all for him.
Yeah, over the week.
Over the week, yeah, he'll spread them out. I'm gonna sign off before I forget to sign off because we all know I love doing that. Don't forget to sign up to HelloFresh using the link in my description. There will be a code down there as well. It will be on the screen. It's 60 at 25 at Jazzy, and that'll get you 60% off your first box, 25% off your next 2 months, and then free desserts for life. So I will leave that for you, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye.